You're watching this video for one of two reasons. You either really are enjoying Loshgust, or you're trying to figure out what will be the perfect day for you to attend Halloween Horror Nights this year. And if you're here for either of those two, then you're in luck. Because now as we enter day 5 of Loshgust, I'm going to give you a breakdown of when is the best time to attend Halloween Horror Nights, and I will even throw in some extra tips that may help you if you're planning to attend the event in general. I made a busy scale calendar that is similar to the one that I created last year for the event, and with the research I've gathered with HHN for the past few years, I will present you the calendar throughout this entire video. On the calendar, you will see 4 different colored sections: green, yellow, orange, and red. Now, as for what those colors mean, I'll tell you right now. Green means that it will possibly be a pretty chill day, not too busy. Expect waits to be around 15 to 35 minutes, with the possibility of the highest wait being around 45 to 55 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Yellow is a little busier than green, as expected. The wait times are going to be about 35 to 50 minutes, with the higher end wait times being about 60 to 75 minutes. Orange is where we start to see the crazy wait times happen at the event, in which we'll see the wait times go anywhere between 50 and 75 for an average wait time, and the highest waits go from 75 to even 90 minutes. And then finally we have red, which will be the busiest of them all, as this will be peak nights or sellout nights for the event. They'll have wait times that will consistently be 80 minutes plus, and then the highest waits will go anywhere from 90 to potentially crossing triple digits as well, which I've seen multiple times when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights. Now, before diving into the calendar that I created, it's really difficult to tell you guys which days are going to be slam busy and which days are going to be dead. But one thing that I can always guarantee is opening weekend is a madhouse, no matter what happens. However, if you want to be the first to experience the frights this year, let us not forget that we also have Premium Scream Night. That takes place the Thursday before opening night, which surprisingly still has some tickets available and hasn't sold out. Now, the big thing I see being a deterrent for people purchasing this is the cost of the ticket, which is a total of $372.75. That's with taxes included. Now, don't get me wrong, even with a price like that, this event does sound very tempting, and I have been on the fence if I want to attend or not, just due to some of the perks that come with the ticket. And those perks, for starters, along with being amongst the first guests to attend Halloween Horror Nights, you also have the access to all the haunted houses with a reduced wait time, and even have the chance to experience these houses in a pulsed manner, meaning that almost every single group will have their own personal experience within these haunted houses. And to pair along with that, you will be granted all you care to enjoy select full-size food and non-alcoholic beverages, which is a huge plus because the food itself will skyrocket the price of your trip. And if that wasn't enough, you also receive a souvenir credential, a lanyard, and free self-parking. The more I think about it, the more I think I really want to do it. But we will see how I feel when it comes down to make my decision. But if you attend this in retrospective, you in theory beat the crowds on opening weekend, and you don't have to worry about all the crazy waits that come with opening weekend's crowds. Now, moving away from Premium Screen Night and going to the actual event, another great time to go would honestly be early September in general. As in years past, the 2nd and 3rd weeks of September have seen crowds not be as intense as later in the event. However, a big wrench in that thought process is that Friday the 13th just so happens to land in September this year, meaning that the event will most likely be super crowded on that day as well. But alas, going early isn't always the best thing. The hare doesn't always beat the tortoise, as the final dates are another day that I would strongly recommend going. As the event doesn't end on Halloween and it ends in November, it allows you to have a little bit of breathing room and enjoying all the little things. Yes, it's towards the end of the event, but this means that the scare actors are also 100% prepared to scare you and go crazy to finish out strong. As they say, last set, best set. Now let's finally crack into this calendar. Now, this is really just a combination of random thought process with a little bit of estimation on how the crowd levels will react on factors like the weather, the time of year, and just how people go to Halloween Horror Nights in general. So, first and foremost, for the very first time ever, Halloween Horror Nights will begin in August, which still feels mind-boggling to me, but realistically, we only have 3 official Halloween Horror Night dates in August, with one of those 3 being Premium Scream Night. I do believe both of the regular non-Premium Scream Nights will be busy for Halloween Horror Nights, as it is opening weekend for the event. So if you're trying to come to the event and do everything, I wouldn't recommend going in August unless you're doing Premium Scream Night. That is the only way that I would really recommend doing opening weekend. Moving to September, I believe that most of this month will be low crowds and will be a great time for you to attend if you plan on visiting the event. Now, the one weekend that I would 100% stay clear of. Don't even think about it. Go the other way. Maybe stay at home. Maybe have a movie marathon. Would be the weekend of Friday the 13th because everyone will want to be attending a Halloween event or do something spooky on that day and or weekend. So outside of that weekend, I think all of September is fair game for a low crowd affair. As we move to what will be the busiest of the 4 months, we have October. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you only 1 week of October that will most likely be low crowds will be the first week. Outside of that, I can see the whole month being packed, especially towards the end of the month with Halloween on the horizon, which is always hit or miss when it comes to crowd levels. There have been years where everyone and their mama has been out there for the event, and on the other side of that coin, we have also had times where there's been no one there. Halloween is always hit or miss, but there is 1 week in October that I would stay clear of the event. 1 week that is always busy, and it is what most people call Hell Week. It typically occurs the week before Halloween, so this year it will be October 20th through the 27th. This is the week where you will see some of the craziest lines at the event, and this will be the 1 week I would highly recommend to not go to the event due to just how crazy it gets. And then finally we have November, which is just the weekend that follows Halloween. This is another thing that can be very hit or miss in terms of crowd level because it is closing weekend. However, with closing night taking place after Halloween, this could mean that the event itself could see some very low crowds, but on the other hand, closing weekend can also be unpredictable. We will have to wait and see with this kind of thing just to see how busy it's going to be at the event. All in all, I believe the best time frame to visit Halloween Horror Nights would be early September, essentially the week after opening weekend, but the weekend before Friday the 13th. And truthfully, the days between that would be perfect, and just don't forget that your experience can differ from everyone else. It all depends on how you plan your night out. I get there early and leave late. Those are just 2 key things that I use when it comes to having a great night at Halloween Horror Nights. And with all that being said, I hope that all of this information is very useful to you, and I hope that you're enjoying Loshgust so far. Do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it so far. Comment down below what you would like to see next from us and what your tips are for Halloween Horror Nights. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so, and stay excellent, my dudes.